he's handed Zhao Xintong a gift, and that's not recommended.
Momentum is such an important part of it, and Zhang had it certainly up to that point.
Seventeen. Three. So
Not had his scoring boots on yet in this match.
37.
Zhao, apart from a 75 break in the third frame, he's been a little constrained.
38.
And a tester coming up here. You know, back in 1992 when Ronnie O'Sullivan turned professional, we were up at the Norbrick Castle Hotel for the qualifiers. And I used to go and watch O'Sullivan's matches all the time. And I used to marvel at
44.
how he knocked in those recovery blues to the back pocket. And now here is another fellow who does it incredibly well.
It certainly does. It's another one of those assets that he has, isn't it? It's almost, well, it's not really, but it feels like a kind of knack. It's one of those shots that he just enjoys playing.
51.
So back in perfect position, and it should be a straightforward
52.
put away for parity again. Must say it's been an excellent final.
$58. $65. $73.
This frame's been going for 8 minutes, and basically, it's over.
74. $81. $82.
Zhang missed that mid-range red, and he spent the rest of the frame sitting down.
88. $89. $96. $102.
First century of the final, and you have to suspect it won't be the last.
$103. $110. $112. $115.
It was important for Zhao Xintong to reassert himself in this match.
119.
And he's definitely done that with what should be a total clearance.
124. 130.
It would have been a total clearance had he not tried for a trick shot.
1.
What a great shot that was.
Yeah, full of risk as well, beautifully. Knocked in, and that'll do nicely.
Nine. $17.
Play that with a trace of side to get a little nearer the blue. All the great players do this. But I think it's pronounced with Zhao Xintong, the way he can suddenly turn something
23.
innocuous, for want of a better word, into a really fine break-building chance. Another instance here.
31.
Yeah, there's nothing complicated either about the way that he plays. Dead simple. It looks that way anyway, and it also looks like he's always enjoying himself, or pretty much always.
38.
Not so much when he's struggling as he has been a bit in and out this season, but when
39.
he plays well, he just looks like he's having a ball out there.
And for most players, when they achieve the ultimate, when they get to the pinnacle of the sport by winning the World Championship, you think, well, that's peak stuff. I think for him, there's definitely room for improvement. And that's a scary thought.
$54.
There's something old school about the way that he plays as well, isn't it? The little cannons, and there's a bit of Mark Williams in there
55.
as well. He's a completely different player from anyone on the tour. I would liken him most to Mark Williams, the way that he plays. And we know how unique he is. It just looks, at the moment, incapable of missing when he gets in close.
63. $70.
Well, in this World Grand Prix, for the second frame in succession, he's taking the checkered flag in no time.
$79. $86.
Lots of players would be concerned at this point, but I wouldn't share those
87.
concerns for Zhang Anda. I think he's going to be okay. Doesn't mean he's going to win the next frame to tie things up again, but he's got the game and the temperament, as we know, to handle this. But he's got to, I said it earlier, near the start of this final. He's got to find a way to stay with Xintong into this evening's session. But here's another turn on the way.
Yeah, I tell you, who might be concerned here. Zhao Xintong, he might be deprived of £10,000.
102.
Zhao Xintong against Ronnie O'Sullivan made a break of 144. That's in line for the 10,000 high break bonus. But Zhao Xintong here can go one better.
110. $111.
Well, I'll tell you what, Alan, if he gets that far, he won't be playing a trick shot on the black this time.
No, he won't be. It's just, it's fun to watch, isn't it?
120.
He's keeping his guessing there. Yeah, it should just mop these up, no problem. The fun continues.
123. $127. 132. $138.
Extraordinary excellence.
How big a moment in the context of the whole match will that be?
$8.
Well, it's a big chance, this, but of course, as we get nearer the real business end of the final, there's bound to be a few nerves there. Think about the World Championship is certainly at the Crucible. He kind of led from the front in every match, didn't he? Including the final. Went into the final night 17-8 up. Mark Williams did superbly to win those 4 frames, but never really looked like there was going to be a sustained comeback. It would have been asking a hell of a lot. In terms of the season he's had, I mean, you know, people said, would he dominate? But what does that mean these days? If there's 25 tournaments, how many would you have to win to be dominating? 10? 15? Not going to happen, is it? Standard is so high. That's why the tournaments have been shared around.
Oh, exactly, and of course we've seen that no one is able to dominate at the moment, so to win some big events would mean a lot to anybody. You're seeing a level of excellence, though, from him, which is something you just can't forget about. You know, it's there. He's playing this red to middle when he's got the easy red over the other middle. He's going to have to get this.
33.
Oh, what a delightful shot that is, and a brave shot. I mean, he didn't have to play it. Well, it's hard to imagine that that cannon could go wrong, and it mercifully hasn't.
40.
The other thing about being world champion, particularly first time, is to be visible. And he's certainly been that. You know, he came and played in the shootout. A lot of the big names sat that one out. He's been doing a lot of media work and endorsement work in China. So he's been, I think, a good world champion in that sense. And, of course, that does
48.
eat into the time you can practice. So, you know, sometimes Some of the tournaments when he's gone out early, maybe a factor, the travelling as well.
49.
Anyway, what a chance to go 7-5 here. Zhang was in, lost his way. Xintong in the mood this week to punish.
Figured that he'd been in exile for so long, he just wants to be playing snooker again. And the
57.
shootout, I wasn't entirely sure about whether he'd go to, but clearly he wants to be out there performing again after being on the sidelines for so long.
Yeah, he came before he played in Blackpool. He came and sat in the audience while his sort of Sweet Caroline was going on and all that hoopla around him. He seemed a little nonplussed, but anyway, this is the more familiar environment and just a few balls away now from securing the frame. He's going to need one more red after this blue, and he'll have the advantage at the last interval. Zhang has had chances tonight. He hasn't played badly, but just the odd moment, the odd mistake, and the odd moment, of course, of brilliance from his opponent has made the difference. It's a really good match, though, and still potential after the interval for another 7 frames.
Yeah, I mean, Zhang in this frame, that chance where he slightly dropped out of position, the red 2 left middle, where he was thinking about position as well. I think that could be the difference between the two players on the evening, because now the two-frame lead has been there and put in front of him again. You know, he's been sort of hanging on a little bit, Zhang. I mean, against this class of opposition, he's done extremely well. But it might not be enough.
84.
Yeah, I agree. He's played to a very high level, Zhang, but of course the problem is the level your opponent plays to. Zhao Xintong's already made 2 centuries in the final, looking like a third, and that would make him the third man this season to have made at least 50 after Mark Selby and Neil Robertson.
89. $93. 98.
So the few mistakes Zhang has made, he's going to have to cut out after the interval, but he's going to need Zhao Xintong's level to dip, and there's no sign of that. He's playing superbly. His 3rd century of this World Grand Prix final. Lovely clearance of 111.
There's a smallest gap you'll see. That is incredible. That's why Zhang looked so disappointed, because a small gap appeared through all the reds.
Crowd living every moment. A few of them wondered if that black would drop.
Nine.
Suited to long matches, I think. I don't suppose anyone thought an amateur would be world champion, so the curse is nothing compared to that. It's a great split, but what is he on?
31.
Gave it everything, didn't he? Gave it everything, rolled it. Maximised his chances of the red dropping.
$37. 38.
So already 40
45.
to the good. Plenty of reds to go at here for an 8-6 lead.
54.
That was a little too close for comfort, wasn't it, to the top jaw like that? Because he hasn't really looked like missing during the course of this break.
$67.
Well, just needs one more red, this one. So he's just holding Zhang Anda off, isn't he? Zhang, he's staying in touch, but can't quite get back on level terms, which of course is where they were when they resumed at 4-4.
Yeah, and if you remember, Dave, how it all started this frame, he missed that red, didn't he? And thought he'd hidden the cue ball on the right. There was a wall of reds, but there was the smallest gap
76.
through to one red. Incredible. And Zhang is probably still thinking of that now.
Absolutely, you know, it's just a few millimetres here and there, isn't it, that's made the difference. We said at the time it can make the difference between winning and losing a frame, and it's cost Zhang.
83.
And now Zhao Xintong with a chance to make his 4th century of the final.
84.
If he can deal with these awkward reds. Nothing really seems that awkward to him, does it? He's playing delightful
91.
snooker.
92.
I suppose the fact that he's a left-hander is one thing that might stop him. That's all I can imagine, because a right-handed player would find it
99.
easy to run this down the cushion, or easier.
Just fell in, and there's the century. Crowd loving this.
Well, it's been sensational. I mean, it really has. I think Zhang Anda has played beautifully as well, and you know, he's at the point of
107.
going 2 down again. So we're seeing a level of snooker in this final which is up there with anything you'll ever see, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely right. I think Zhang has played to a level in some finals this season. He would have won them, but you know, it's about obviously how your opponent plays, and Zhao Xintong has brought his A game to the title match for sure.
116.
Dazzling exhibition of snooker from the world champion.
121. 127.
Another great break in a final full of them. Trying a trick shot on the black, and what about that? Wonderful stuff from Zhao Xintong, a 1-3-4.
Once again, there was a gap, but it doesn't mean that the pot to middle was any easier. It's because he could get through to it.
Eight.
Well, we'll see how far he gets, but from what we've seen today, this could well be the last visit of this final. It's a Chinese New Year in a few days' time. The year of the horse. And Zhao Xintong can well and truly see the winning line here, the finishing post in this World Grand Prix. He's played brilliantly. But not just in the final, all week. I think we've seen all sides of his game. He's scored really heavily. But his tactical game as well, and against some of the great tacticians, has held up very strongly.
Well, there's the zip on the cue ball that he gets, but this time it's not
31.
going to cut back thin one. Beautiful, really delightful. Well, this time he might just be a little fortunate, actually. He hasn't
37.
needed a lot of luck today, but he might have got a bit there. They're very close together, and Zhang Weili, the referee, will look to make sure there's no push shot played.
38.
I think he's got a chance, you know. Genuinely think that he's got a chance to take snooker to the next level.
45.
Some of the shots he's playing in amongst them on this big stage against an opponent
46.
close to the top of his game, he's playing majestic snooker for me. He's got better as the week's gone on. It's a joy to watch him.
Yeah, these talents, they don't
53.
emerge every week, but they do emerge in different sports. You look at Carlos Alcaraz come along in tennis. Luke Littler, of course, in
54.
darts. You know, you think the old era can never be overturned, but it is. And Zhao Xintong, certainly a flag bearer of a new era in snooker. He's already world champion,
61.
and he's a few balls away from winning this title as well. And he has played superbly.
62.
2 more pots needed. And a chance to finish in style with his 5th century of the day. Zhang Anda has not done a lot wrong, has he? He's played to a very high level himself. But he's playing someone very special here.
Yeah, and the grace in
69.
which he goes about what he's doing, I think, is the point, isn't it? You know that a lot of players can make centuries, a lot of players can play well, but
70.
there's a real beauty in the way he does it.
Well, they're cheering because that is effectively championship ball. Just needed one chance again. And the late, great John Virgo was right. There's always a gap.
77. $78. 85. 86.
'Stephen Hendry's record of 7 centuries in a final remains, but 5
93.
on the cards. Barry Hawkins did that in the World Grand Prix not so long ago.
94.
This has been just irresistible, though. What a finish. What a player.
101.
I've said this
102.
before, but in cricket you've got the little master, Sachin Tendulkar. I think he's snooker's version of the little master. He's a magnificent player. He doesn't look under pressure, even when he's been put
109.
under some by any opponent this week.
110.
Come back a long way from when 4-1 down to an in-form Mark Selby in the best of 9.
Behind 17.
Yeah, let's not forget he made the high break. A 145, which followed a 130 in the previous frame. He's had 111, 134. And looks likely to finish off here with a 144. Just dazzling stuff.
122.
Yes, and he's shown sort of glimpses of what he's capable of this season, but I think he's reached peak here in this final.
26.
This is really as good as it gets for now.
Yes, a game that is brutally hard, being made to look ridiculously easy. So the break ends at 1-3-1, his 5th century of the final. Zhao Xintong wins the World Grand Prix here in Hong Kong with a virtuoso display of snooker. Credit to Zhang Anda for staying with him for long periods, but in the end, Zhao Xintong broke free. He collects the £180,000 first prize. He's the winner by 10 frames to 6.